We're now joined by Dr. Jasmin Collazo, Director of Coaching at MindRight Health. Doctor, good to have you with us.
Thank you.
Tell everyone what MindRight Health is.
Yeah, so MindRight provides trauma-informed, culturally responsive mental health coaching, all via text message. And what that means is that a member gets matched to their personal team of mental health coaches who are there and trained to provide emotional support 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
Why texting?
So we want to make our service as accessible as possible. So there's no app to download. It's purely over SMS text message. And we know that young people live on their phones. So we wanted to make it as accessible as possible.
You know, help us understand something, because in my other life, I do a fair amount of executive coaching on the subjects of leadership and communication. I always remind my clients that for me, they'll start talking about issues in their personal lives, and I'll try to draw a line at a certain point and say, my doctorate's not in psychology, it's in communication. What's the difference in your perspective, from your perspective, between therapy and coaching? Because I know for me, it's pretty clear, but sometimes it can get fuzzy.
Yes, I completely agree with you. So for us, the line is distinguished with therapy being more of that, like looking into deeper issues, also following like a clinical intervention, as opposed to us just following peer support guidelines to really provide that emotional support. And we also make it very clear to our members that we are a non-clinical service, and very much we have a care team that can connect them to clinical resources. So for us is making sure that we're not following a clinical treatment or intervention, but rather just it's more fluid and able to just be there for you for whatever challenges you may have.
Dr. Collazo, let me ask you, some of the most pressing issues that younger people in particular are facing include what?
So what we've been seeing with our members is really worrying about a lot about the economy. So we're seeing that our members are thinking about adding a job to their plate in order to help their families. They're thinking whether college is even affordable or accessible to them anymore. They're wondering how basic needs are going to be met for themselves and their family. So there is a lot of anxiety that we're seeing, as well as, managing daily stressors, maybe even going through some physical and emotional losses as well.
But the advice, the coaching, how much is it personalized versus here are some generic best practices if someone's dealing with stress, anxiety, fear of the economy, whatever it is? How much of it is truly personal? And I'll tell you why I'm saying that, or I'm asking that. I'm wondering if a person can move from coach to coach, from one session to the next, versus that's my coach.
Yeah, that's a great question. So I want to say a couple of things are into play. So first, we have a framework that all of our coaches are trained on to be able to support a variety of needs, as well as the coaches together, because they both share the week, especially if a member wants mental health coaching all 7 days a week. So they will really seamlessly work together to support the young person. And again, as we mentioned before, we know where the line is drawn so that we can be able to also provide them with supports or referrals or resources that can continue that support or provide continuity.
Who are the coaches?
So coaches, again, are not counselors, they're not therapists. So our coaches mostly consist of social workers in training. So we have MSW graduate students who coach with MindRight in order to complete their field placement hours. And we also employ community members who share lived experiences with our members who also have work experience working with our populations. And all of our coaches, they go through extensive training that's a little bit over 20 hours.
Last question. Therapy is an interesting process. When people say, some people have said, I've been to therapy and I'm not cured. How do you know it's working, the coaching?
Yeah, so our members tell us all the time. So our members come to us and share with us that they really have had that consistent support that have allowed them to really not only express themselves better, but really express a diverse range of emotions that maybe they aren't able to express to anyone else. A lot of our members have gone through anxiety for a lot of the reasons that I described before. And they have talked about how with MindRight, having that additional support, really having someone holding them accountable to develop those coping skills and really work through and push through their challenge has really helped them. And I know I just shared a few examples, but our members share stories like this with us all the time.
I want to thank Dr. Jasmin Collazo, who is Director of Coaching at MindRight Health. Dr. Collazo, thank you so much. All the best.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Adubato. That's Dr. Collazo. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation. Funding has been provided by Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, New Jersey Institute of Technology, NJM Insurance Group, the Russell Berry Foundation, Eastern Atlantic States Regional Council of Carpenters, New Jersey's Clean Energy Program, the New Jersey Education Association, the Northward Center, and by Englewood Health. Promotional support provided by Insider NJ, and by AM 970 The Answer.
NJM Insurance Company has been serving New Jersey policyholders for more than 100 years. But just who are NJM's policyholders? They're the men and women who teach our children, the public sector employees who maintain our infrastructure, the workers who craft our manufactured goods, and New Jersey's next generation of leaders, the people who make our state a great place to call home. NJM, we've got New Jersey covered.